showed comparisons of what Shanksville had, and basically it was just a huge hole in the ground, and they would show an actual airline crash, and there's a lot of debris. They would place it side by side, so you can definitely see that there is something definitely wrong. Sorry, I was going to go back right to the Pentagon. There was also another thing was that there's the cameras there right off the highway, and those cameras were confiscated by the FBI, and to this day they still haven't been given out. They haven't been given out. They haven't been given to the 9/11 Commission. So if the FBI is withholding information that you could actually see the plane crash fly into the Pentagon, then you can probably guess that they're definitely trying to hide something from even huge people, like people high up, and just the public. I know you can say this is all conspiracy or whatever, but when you see these different things, it really makes you think. And like I said before, whoever is in power, they just want to remain in power. Okay, and let's see, is that the other one? Oh yeah, and the last thing I was going to mention here was about the 9/11 Commission. And basically, I don't really go into detail. I don't really know much about it, but I do know that the President of the United States had to go to toward people and discuss exactly what was happening. And apparently the public was supposed to be involved, press were supposed to be involved, and there were supposed to be some government officials that were supposed to be involved. And in this particular meeting, it was actually incredibly private, and I believe it wasn't recorded or anything like that. So it was almost as if it was just like a huge joke. They just go in there, people don't the public doesn't, they don't respect the public enough to give them a quote or to care about what the people think, or even the people that died. If this was an inside job, which most likely it was, because like I said, all the world is a stage, it makes sense. If it was an inside job, then you really, you have to have some compassion for the people, all those families that are going through hell, that their family members just died basically for nothing. So it was really, this part is very, very impactful. I hate to go back to the whole 9/11 thing all over again, but people have to know the truth. They really have to open their eyes and look outside the box and really think, well, maybe just because this is on my television, maybe I shouldn't be believing it, or even in the newspaper, maybe I shouldn't be believing what I'm reading. Or you have to understand that even when you have a new president, they always want to maintain power. Another good thing from Jacques Fresco, which I'll talk about when I talk about the second film. He says a lot of great things. He says that that the politicians, they always say that they are wanting to change things, when in fact, if you really think about it, and you really don't have to think that hard, politicians are put in place to not change things. They're actually put in place to keep things the same. And that is the truth. This is the truth. If they have money, they want to maintain the money. If they have power, they want to maintain the power. If they have control, they want to maintain the control. If they have influence, they want to maintain the influence. They want to maintain everything. They don't want to change anything. When the government officials or the President of the United States or political leaders, they say that they're going to make some changes and they're going to help the public, or seemingly help the public, I bet you better bet your ass that they're not doing anything good for the public unless they have something in mind, unless they're gaining something. There's always something that they want. It's very manipulative and very powerful. So that's what I really take from this section here. It's very about control, and it's about conditioning. It's about making you believe. Now there was a part in here, I believe before this the paragraph came up, and it just showed you that how many times they say the same thing over and over again, and it was the word terrorism or terrorist, and there were all different clips, and they just put them back to back to back to back to back. The President of the United States just repeating the word terrorism, 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 all the time. Okay, and that is very important, because if you say it enough times, people are going to believe it, and that is the truth. Because if you look around us, basically when we go to work every day and we're doing jobs that are boring and monotonous, we're basically saying that we have been conditioned. We're basically doing slave labor. Working our asses off as the rich get rich and the poor get poor. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. So anyway, so that's my my review on the 9/11 myth, and I just want to skip forward here for a second, and there is, it's called the 9/11 truth, and the 9/11 truth